I want to tell you about a great new free reading resource called Newsela. Newsela is a free resource right now because I can see that it's in beta version, which means that eventually they may or may not charge for it, but it's worth a look at, or at least to use for now. Newsela focuses on, like I said, reading comprehension, and it uses nonfiction relevant daily news. So let me tell you a little bit about it before we register. Newsela focuses on critical thinking. It uses nonfiction. It looks at the Common Core literacy tools. So again, nonfiction reading comprehension from about 3rd to 4th grade up through high school. It also has articles that are written at different levels of complexity, so a student can choose the lexicons that work best for them. Another thing I like is that some of the articles, but not all, have quizzes to test their reading comprehension, and they align with the Common Core. It's also nice because teachers can assign articles for students. So once you've signed up with your teacher account, then your class is given a code, and that code is given to each student when they sign up. So then as you're reviewing different articles, you can assign them to students automatically by just clicking on a button. So let's go back and register. So in the upper left-hand corner, sign in and register. I've already registered, so I'm going to sign in on the left-hand side. If you're new to Newsela, you would sign in on the right as a teacher, parent, or when a student gets your class code, they can sign in here as a student. So I'm going to log in. Here's the main page of Newsela. So as you can see, there's different categories across the top that focuses on the daily news or relevant news of the day. So I'm going to choose, let's say, science. And the articles can change daily. You also can sign up for email alerts when articles do change. So let's look at Einstein's brain, bigger than most, and faster thinking too. So let's start with that one. So let me tell you a little bit about what you're seeing. Up in the upper left-hand corner, this is where I can assign this article to my class. I've set up a grade 3 test class, but I could also set up and assign this to individual students as well. So not everyone has to receive the same article. On the right-hand side are the various lexicons that I can choose from. So a student would choose what lexile works best for them. Again, it starts about 3rd to 4th grade on up. If a student's lexile is below the starting point here of 720, then if you open up Newsela in Google, you could use the free text reader called Select and Speak, which could also read it to the students if needed. Another thing I like is that they focus on reading comprehension strategies. So this article has an anchor strategy with it, and its first anchor is what the text says, and it gives you a strategy to use before you begin reading. I also like that this one has a quiz. So when I'm done, the student is done reading the article, then they can open the quiz and take the quiz, and then they'd keep moving on, and then they could print it if they wanted, or it'll just get sent back automatically to the teacher. Okay, so let's look at the article. It tells you as soon as you open it as well what grade level the article is written for, so that's because it's a 720 lexile. If I move up to the 840 lexile, then it's a grade 5 reading level, and then if I choose the 1150 lexile, then it's a grade 8 lexile. So the lexicles can vary between each article. So a student would go through, read the article, and then take the quiz. And again, they could print it, or it could automatically be sent to the teacher. If I wanted to assign this to my students, again, I would just click on my class or my student's name. I could also check under my binder, and I could see which children have read the article and who has looked at it, as well as what grade level they chose to read it at, and then their quiz average. So it gives you a lot of versatility and different ways that you can use it. So I can look at my data by class, by student, but I've only assigned one student, but I could choose by student, or I could choose to look at the results by article. So this is Newsela. It seems like a really nice resource for reading comprehension, focusing on nonfiction and the Common Core with some great strategies. So I think it's just something worth checking out. It's in beta version, like I said, so it's free at this time. If you have any questions, just contact me and I can help you set it up.